But I want to shoot a video talking about cheerleaders and vampires. And so basically, if you're my students, you probably heard me say this before. But basically, cheerleaders or people who will cheer for you when you are successful or when you are at the end of your leg of your journey. So they're never around to help you, but they will always be your cheerleader. So let's just say, I'll give you an example. So my fighters will fight and they are broke, or they have no money, or they don't have a ride somewhere. And you will have their friends or relative who will not give them a dime or not even respond to any of their help. But when you make any announcement of them fighting or winning an event or being the big show, you will have friends or family members cheering them on, saying they believe in them and this and that. And what happened is they'll tell the fighter they're their biggest fan. And what happened is, what I think to myself is, where were they when my fighters needed their help? You know, like maybe lend them some money or give them something to eat or even drive them somewhere. You know, because when you're trying to achieve greatness and you're not doing the conventional mean of like going to college and then getting no job, but doing something unconventional, the path is very bumpy. The journey is very bumpy. The journey is like up and down and not a straight line. And so what happened is a lot of times the journey is rough, and a lot of people just want to, tell their friends that they are your friends or they were there and cheering you on, but they never help you out. And so why am I bringing this up? Because if you are doing something, like let's just say you want to be a musician, or you want to be a great artist or an MMA fighter, it's a lonely journey, and you don't need a lot of cheerleaders in life. What you need is a close-knit circles of people you work with that believe in you or lend you your support, and keep the cheerleaders at arm's length. This especially goes really importantly for MMA fighters who are male. A lot of times you will have girls who will come out of the woodwork to hang out with you or want to date you, but they were never around when you were struggling. They were never around when you were trying to make a dime, So very important if you're dating and you have a girlfriend who is a cheerleader. For example, let's just say you have to get up at 4 a.m. to go meet your coach and get a couple of rounds of pad work in, and she'll sabotage you. She'll, tell you to do things in the morning, like please take out the garbage, this and that, or whatever, like just to slow you down, or she'll get upset with you because you have to go and train, when in fact what you're trying to do is achieve greatness so that you can support the family. And very important to keep that in mind. If you have a significant other, you have to ask yourself, are they a hindrance, or are they sabotaging you, or are they a liability? A lot of times people think they mean well, when in fact they're trying to sabotage you. All right, so that gets me to my next point, which are vampires. So vampires are basically people who suck you dry. They may suck you dry emotionally, or they may suck you dry through your money or through your time. And so what you do is you also want to keep vampires on the arm length, and if possible, keep vampires away from your life. I run an MMA gym, and what happens sometimes, I have students who will come in and they're vampires. They don't pay their tuition, and not just that. I have guys who think they're MMA fighters. They had a few fights and they fought against bums, and then they think they're hot shot, and they'll come in and they'll demand me to train them a certain way or whatever. And I look at them and I'm thinking, holy cow, you suck. Like, you really suck, and you just need to work on the basics, the fundamentals. You don't need me to coach you every fucking 10 minutes because you really suck. Like, you just need to work on your basic. You need to hit the bags. You need to shadow box. You need to drill the move, and then I will come around and give you more coaching. And these people are basically codependents. They literally suck the living life out of you. So I'll tell you a little story. There's a movie, forget starring what's this guy's name, but it's about these Russian prisoners, right? And in this movie, there's a Russian prisoner who always have a plan to escape, but never execute it. Like just never execute the plan to escape the Siberian prison. And this is back during the Communist Revolution, where communist Stalin would throw a lot of people, descenders, and everyone to the Siberian prison in the middle of nowhere, and it's freezing, and they hardly have any food, and people are just dying left and right from starvation, frostbite. So this guy always have a plan to try to escape, but never does it. And this other prisoner warned the new prisoners who were coming in, saying, be careful of this guy, he's a vampire. What he does, he tells you his plan so that he can live off your enthusiasm, live off your dream of escaping. Because the prison system was so bad that people will mentally break down and die. And what happens is you have to be mentally tough, and you have to, rob, steal, lie, cheat, whatever, just to survive the Siberian prison. And what happened was if you just mentally fatigue and just give up, your spirit breaks down, give up, you will die. And this guy, how he kept his spirit up was to come up with escape plans, but he would never execute it. You know what I mean? And so this goes to my point of people who are vampires. They'll find someone to mentor them or coach them, but they would not go all the way. They are just mentally weak. The spirit is not there, and they'll suck you dry. And so you got to be very careful of that. Be careful of guys who do that, and even girls. A lot of girls, I'm gonna get a lot triggered by this or get pissed by a lot of feminists, but a lot of females are neurotic. There's a lot of neuroticism in them. And basically, in modern day society, there's even more of it. The feminist movement is actually a very bad thing. And there's so many girls with PTSD or depression or OCD, or it just goes on and on and on. And basically, I might shoot a video talking about why that's the case now, but some girls are looking for strong guy to basically leech off or suck off, in the sense of being codependent. And so you got to be really, really careful for that. You know what I mean? You want to be around a girl or a girlfriend who is strong mentally, who will be an asset to you, who will encourage you, who will look out for your best interests. And basically, you want a girl who can stand up on her own and choose to be with you because, you enrich her life and she enrich your life. You know what I mean? And not some girl who's like so helpless and she just basically use you as a crutch. Be very careful of that. Anyways, I'm driving right now and it's in the dark and it's snowing and stuff, so it's hard for me to stay focused. But these are a couple of videos I want to talk. I meant to talk about for the longest time. It's kind of not focused, but if you guys like what I'm talking about, maybe comment or let me know what you think, and I will shoot more